All right, we're here at the NBR team's little shop here on Bridge Street, and we're talking to Spencer Beattie and Lucas Nast. And these two guys are going to be racing out in Eagle River this year. And I don't think there's a bigger race on the planet than Eagle River. Right, guys?
Biggest race.
I mean, that's it.
It's world championship.
That's the granddaddy of all snowmobile racing.
Yeah.
And Lucas, last year raced out there, and he came in 7th in the final. And how many?
54 entries.
It was 54 entries, and
Yep.
you came in 7th out of 54 entries, and they were all top sleds.
Yep.
All top sled. So that's pretty darn good.
Yep.
Yeah. And so what do you think the chances are this year, Lucas?
I think we're going to do pretty good.
Yeah.
We're working really hard.
Yeah.
Changing a bunch of stuff. Things to improve on. We learned from last year what we can do better.
Yeah.
And so we're just putting the time in. The races are won in the garage, not at the track always. So.
And you guys are here every night. Pretty much every night. Yeah, working on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying different things.
Yeah.
Even if it's not right, we still learn something. So.
Right, right. And Spencer, you're racing out there this year?
Yep, 340 Supermod.
Yeah. And you raced last year?
Yep, raced last year.
Yeah. And you've got a new sled or a different sled this year? Or?
Yep, I got a 340 Supermod, and I bought a Champ.
And Champ sled is this one right here?
All the way in the back.
It's all the way in the back.
Yep,
Oh
that's
yeah,
my
okay.
Formula 500 in the front.
Yeah, okay. The Formula 500 is the one the camera's looking at right now.
That was
Now,
a ground up build 2 years ago? Last year.
Last year.
Yep.
I think it's safe to say that Eagle River is like the Indianapolis 500
Yep.
and the Daytona 500 all rolled into one.
Yep.
Oh, I say that because they race these leafers, like this one right here, the first week, and these are more like what you would call stock sleds, although that leaf suspension on this is a far cry from the one on my little clone, but that's what they call a leaf suspension, and that's what they had way back early on in snowmobile racing for years, and that could be really considered like the stock car, like Daytona. And then you go to this sled here,
IFS.
the IFS, and now you're looking at more of the Indianapolis 500 style front end, right there. And interestingly enough, the suspension that we're looking at right now, was actually designed back in 1972 by none other than Bobby Unser, the 3-time Indianapolis 500 champ. And we've got a guy on the wall at the Hall of Fame, at the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame, that was the first American, the first person to ride an IFS, and that's Louis Lund.
What was it on?
It was on that 72 Chaparral. Yeah, so yeah. So you guys are going to run both?
Yeah, we're going to bring 2 440 Supermods and Spencer's 340 Supermod. The week's kind of layout, I believe, is going to be testing. Our plan is to go to the national race the week before in Minnesota.
February 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Our goal is to go to that, kind of get some test time, learn some actual live data on the sleds, kind of use it more as a test.
Right.
That's our plan. But then we go from that race there, the Nationals race, to Eagle River for Sunday. We leave there Sunday, get there Monday. That's in Eagle River, Wisconsin.
Testing start.
And then we're going to
Thursday.
Yep, park trailer. Hot laps are Thursday. I think we can park the trailer Tuesday because we got top 10 parking spots, so we can get there early, get right up front, and then Thursday we do hot laps, kind of a practice. I think it's 3 laps or 2 laps, coned off on the inside. Kind of just gives everything a shakedown.
So that race before Eagle River, that's actually a good deal for you guys because it gives you a chance to really get the feel of your sled and how it's going to handle. And
Yep.
you can change the setup on it and
Right.
things at that point, and
sure.
be a little closer on target when you reach Eagle River.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Air density should be a little closer, and elevation and all that stuff. So
Yeah, that'll be cool.
it'll be good to use that as good valuable test time. So that's our plan to go there first, and then Friday is WC time trials. Take the top 36 to the dance, to start doing all the time trials.
Right.
And so time trials, and then they do the Friday Night Thunder, and then they do some of the heat races,
Right.
and then Saturday more heat races, and then Sundays mostly the finals. So it's going to be a busy week out
Gonna be
there.
busy,
It'll be
yeah.
busy 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Especially if we go to Minnesota first. So, but that's our plan.
Gonna
Now,
put a
do
lot
you
of
guys?
miles on.
What's that?
Gonna put a lot of miles on.
Oh yeah. And you guys have to rent a house or something out there to stay, right?
Yeah, we rented a house.
Rented a house. It's a mile and a half from the track, which is good.
Yeah.
Not far away.
Yeah.
So that's the only way to go.
Yeah.
When you got a group of people going.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fortunate we have a group of people because it wouldn't be possible if it was just me and Spencer going out there. So
no.
Right.
got plenty of help, and just when you think you got enough, you ain't got enough. So
Right.
No.
So when you guys set up a sled like that, stud patterns, everything, you play with the stud patterns a little bit. Do you when you're in the pits, do you kind of sneak around and check it, see what the other guys are running for patterns in your studs, or?
nah, I don't.
No, I honestly think just drilling holes, making your own pattern,
Yeah.
actually works just as good. That's what we did on all these.
And how many studs do they allow you to have on a track?
As many as you want.
As
Unlimited.
many as you want.
Yeah.
So there's no.
There's a fine line though.
Yeah.
Too many and not enough.
Too many, you start pushing. Not enough, you start sliding.
Okay. So how many normally do you guys maybe run on a track?
8, 8,
Yeah.
more, sometimes less. It all depends too with if the ice is hard, if the ice is soft,
Yeah.
the tracks.
Right. You got to go with that too, right?
We can go to one track and we can be tight. We can
Yeah.
go to another track and be loose and have to take some track off the ground or add some more studs. Or
Yeah.
so it's not like the perfect setup's always what you got. Every track,
Every track's
day,
different.
Every day is
Yeah.
different.
Well, and
Yeah.
how they prepare it and sweep it and plow it.
Sweeping, plowing,
If they
sweep.
sweep it, it's a lot better
Yeah.
than just plowing it.
Yeah.
So that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And it
Not as
gets rid of the
much,
snow
not as much
dust.
shaly
Yeah.
stuff on the ice still.
Yeah.
Eagle River does a really good job with that. They got
Oh,
nice,
yeah.
they got an ice cutter and everything.
I did notice Eagle River did not seem to have as much of an ice dust problem.
No.
Not this year, no.
I know they did use their shaver mower.
Yeah.
When we were
Oh,
out there,
yeah.
we saw them. They use that, taking the corners down. Because it gets bumpy as hell.
Oh, bumpy.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I saw a photo of yours, Lucas,
Yeah.
last year, and the whole sled was off the ground.
Yeah. Going
Yeah.
down the straightaway.
On the straightaway.
On the straightaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's rough.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's a lot of races and there's a lot of racers that run on that track within that short weekend.
so how
And they
many
put down
sleds
some
do you
nice-
think run both? I mean, what are we talking for all the classes? How many snowmobiles?
Show up out there?
Yeah.
What
Well,
did they
last
say?
year there was 958 entries.
Can you just believe it?
It's a lot of sleds. Paddock was full. There wasn't. It looked like there wasn't even room for more trailers to park.
So they must have to flood that track
Every
every
night.
night,
Every night.
all night long.
Yeah, we drove over about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And watched them there for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded us when we did the Grand Prix.
Yeah, wow, yeah. Well, and you know, if you can remember the Grand Prix, I think your dad put down like 20 inches of ice, and at the end of the weekend, he measured, and there was 6 inches of ice left.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, out there, they said they had 32 inches.
Yeah.
And when we were done, there was 16 inches left.
And
Yeah,
that's
so-
after them putting more ice on every night.
Yeah.
And that's putting ice on every night. Yeah. Wow, they do an amazing job out there, don't they?
They really do.
Yeah, they normally every night very faithfully started, I'd say what, 9 o'clock at night?
Yeah.
Other than the Friday Night Thunder, we didn't get out of there till like 1 o'clock in the morning. We
Yeah.
raced until like 1 in the morning.
Wow,
Under the
that's-
lights.
You must be some beat. You guys have
Oh,
got to be
God.
totally beat.
I remember we raced Friday night till like 1 in the morning, and then we weren't supposed to have a final until like 11 o'clock the next morning. And I went over for the drivers' meeting. Everyone else was back at the house, kind of just relaxing in the morning. And I got over to the drivers' meeting, and they said they decided they were going to run the 800 Supermod
Supermod, yeah.
final. And I had no one there. The sled wasn't ready. We still had it, we went through it the night before, but we
It
still
was
had
still
things-
on the stand.
it was on the stand in the trailer. I was trying to wheel it up there by myself, and yeah, that was pretty fun. But
Wow.
I'm glad I went over early because I would have missed that final.
Yeah, yeah,
But no, it's a long weekend and busy constantly.
yeah,
Whenever we run these things, they get brought back in the trailer, completely nut and bolt check,
yeah.
stud check,
New carbides.
carbides. You're looking at the the piston wash.
Right.
log, see how everything was running, make sure nothing's broken,
Right.
everything.
Everything.
Look at the data on our computer softwares and stuff. And,
Yeah. So this is big time.
yeah.
We're not talking barnyard racing here. This is, you guys, look at this equipment, people. Look at that sled right there.
That one's all torn apart too.
And that's all torn apart. But I mean, you look at that drive belt. Spencer told me those drive belts run about $175 a piece. Right there.
Carbides a piece are $100.
$100 a piece for a carbide.
So we're talking huge money here for this racing. And you know what? These guys right here, folks, these guys, really, they're racing for the fun of it. Because this is not like it used to be when I was a young kid. I can remember Bobby Fulton and Bobby Martin and some of those guys that did very well in racing here in town would come back with $1,500, sometimes $2,000 in their pocket.
Yeah, that don't happen in front.
And Timberland Machines paid for all of their parts.
Right.
So I got to tell you, this team right here, and you guys are looking for sponsors.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Now Spencer took 7th last year as an independent, and in the biggest race, really, the granddaddy,
Lucas took 7th.
biggest race in the world.
Yep.
On a sled that you told me wasn't really as competitive as the one that there's something happened to the one that you were going to race.
Yeah, we used the one that we spent no time with. It was Spencer's sled. He was supposed to run in the 440 Supermod class.
Right.
Then we got out to Wisconsin doing some testing, and we had some engine problems that we weren't able to fix out there. So Spencer said, well, we didn't come all this way for nothing, so you're going to run my sled for the weekend. And we didn't spend no time with that thing. We spent some time with it, but not like we spent on that one that we built from scratch.
Right. So you actually jumped onto a sled that's not even set up for you, really.
No, set up for Spencer's weight.
Set up for Spencer.
Yep.
And you took 7th.
Yep. The year before was 10th.
If anybody's watching this and you're interested in helping these kids out, look them up because they're really working hard. And if you look at the sleds they got, this is serious. This stuff is we're talking what $30,000-$40,000 sleds here.
Yeah.
So
Supermods, yes.
The Supermods.
Yeah.
Champ sleds. Yeah.
Yeah. So man, take my hat off to you guys, and
It's all good fun.
I'm giving you, as much luck as I can throw at you because I think you guys are doing a heck of a job here. Really do.
Yeah, no, and this year, me and Lucas will be racing together for 11 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the 11th year coming.
Yeah.
We started in high school.
Yeah. Now, I met Lucas, by the way. Let me come out in front of the camera here. I don't know if I introduced myself or not. I'm Midge Rosebrook here. So, I met Lucas in 2018 for the Snow Derby. And he had a Polaris 500 or 440 Starfire. And he let me drive that thing. No helmet. Just took it out.
Just for a cruise.
Gave it a burn. Yeah. And that thing would really go. And I think Lucas won all but maybe one race that year.
If that sled showed up at the track, it wasn't losing.
It was quite a machine.
Everybody else was racing for second.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
No, that was fun.
Yeah. So thank you guys.
We might as well bring one of our mechanics right in here.
If Tucker could step in here.
Yeah.
Tucker just showed up.
This is Tucker Reynolds.
He knows it's drop night, and we usually work on sleds, so.
Yeah.
He had nothing better to do, so we swung down.
Come over here, Tucker, so I can
Get right up front. Get right in front and center, Tucker.
Yeah. I know. I hung out with Tucker's dad, and years ago when we were in high school, and many years after, and his dad built stock cars and stuff out of my uncle's golf station. So we were attached to the hip here for a long time, and so yeah, it's almost like a family thing going on because
Tucker spends a lot of time, like we do, away from his family.
Tucker does a lot of the computer stuff, looking at our software, looking at the runs.
The data, all the
He
data.
does very well with it, and we're very glad to have him.
yeah,
So, and
It's the unnoticed stuff.
yes,
The people
Right.
behind the scenes, there's a lot of those. The sponsors that we have that don't come out, that without the sponsors, we wouldn't be racing, so.
yeah. Hey, thank you for the interview,
hey,
guys.
thank you.
I didn't do much.
Yeah, well,
Thank you, Mitch.
yeah.
Oh, you do a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad you guys are doing. This is probably the first chance that Lancaster's had in a long time to have big name racing, snowmobile racing, things like that, because they're going out to Eagle River. So thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
The goal is to take the cup home.
Take that. You got to bring that eagle. That big
right.
Eagle Cup. That's
You want that eagle in the east?
Yeah, we got to have that eagle out here.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'd like to give a quick shout out to our friends at the historic Lancaster Motel in Lancaster, New Hampshire. The Lancaster Motel has been serving snowmobilers since the 60s, and they are the perfect eastern trail riding destination for snowmobilers young and old. The Lancaster Motel is right on Corridor Trail 5 in Lancaster, New Hampshire, with plenty of parking for vehicles, sleds, and trailers. Plus, the Lancaster Motel is within walking distance of Crane's Snowmobile Museum, plus restaurants, shopping, entertainment, and more. Click the link in the description to learn more about the Lancaster Motel. All right, so now we're ready to bring on our new guests. We've got Lucas and Spencer. We're going to bring them on here. Let me do the clicks and bring them on. We've got the whole crew here tonight. And as you guys are having this conversation, I'm going to let you guys take it over here for a minute. And as people are viewing this and have questions about anything that's being discussed, please make a comment and I'll pop it on the screen. And you guys can join in the conversation at home. But I understand that Spencer and Lucas have some questions for Mike. And I'll let you guys take it over and ask Mike some questions.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Hey,
How are you?
How you doing, Spencer? Good.
Good.
I just wanted to say first, thank you to Mike for having us on the podcast tonight. It's pretty cool. It's very honoring, for someone back east. And there's not much ice oval racing, and not much snowmobile stuff going on. So it's pretty cool to have us on here to talk about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Great having you guys on.
So I guess I'll start with some questions, Mike. We're very interested in the CMPR racing series, and we've actually been thinking about coming out this winter to do maybe a couple races in between some of our local races, and if the border is actually open, we're trying to hope to be able to go into Canada, do some races up there, but as we all know, it's kind of up in the air. So we're trying to look to fill our schedule. So we just kind of threw some questions together for you, and maybe you could give us some answers.
Sure, that'd be awesome.
All right, Spence, go away, buddy.
Okay.
So we're mostly curious too on what your most entered class is. Like what's your popular class out there?
Yeah, probably one of the biggest classes right now. Well, the super stock classes are always big.
Yep.
With CMPR, for those that haven't followed, now we race everything from vintage single cylinders up to pro lights. And sometimes we'll have 28 to 29 singles.
Wow.
But then probably the biggest class continually is the F500s right now. We average between 28 and 32, F500s a weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, and those guys, they're just putting on a heck of a show right now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, our Supermod 440, the same as the WC class.
Right.
We'll have a good solid, 10, 12 of those each weekend, and very good, Mitch Giesking, Curtis Peterson, Matt Gady, some really good runners. So it's always fun to watch that class too,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. My first question for you, Mike, is how many races do you guys have planned for the 2022 race season?
Okay, we actually have 7 races on the schedule, but 5 of them are CMPR season points races. And we also run a race for the Strathcona Cup up in Strathcona, Minnesota, which I think is going to be the 55th year consecutive running of that race this year. And then we do the Hatteen Cup in Glenwood the first Saturday of March, which is not a points race. Yeah, so we got a full schedule again.
Right. Cool.
So, Mike, how many average entries do you guys have on a race day?
Now we usually end up with about like 95 to like 120 drivers, and usually our entries get up around 400 entries for the day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty big day. We start racing at 11. We don't get done till like 4. I mean, and we click them off one after another if we can. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, the fans get to see everything from single cylinders to pro lights in one afternoon.
Right.
Yeah.
So that kind of answered one of my questions, Mike. I asked one of my questions I had down here is CMPR a day event or is it a Saturday, Sunday weekend event?
Yeah, we race all right now, and we've always raced just a one-day event. It's a Saturday event. We usually have early sign up someplace near the track or right at the track on Friday nights. You can come in. We don't do computerized sign up. We do it the old way. Yeah, you can come in and just sign up the night before or the morning of. Right. But it's pretty simple. We run a very simple system and business model for our races. It's you pay $35 per driver, and you can race as many classes that you have a legal sled for. Wow. You don't have to pay a second. Oh, wow. We go out. We really bust our butts we try to get enough sponsorship to put the stuff on, so we can take the pressure off the driver. That's been our goal since we started. That's cool. Yeah, and it takes a lot sometimes to get it, but the sponsorships really came in the last couple of years really good. Right. Well, that's the same with even us. I mean, it takes a lot, to do what we're doing, and a lot of people don't realize how much go into these sleds. I mean, I know me and Spencer, we've been working since the end of the last race last winter, planning for the 2022 race season and building all new equipment and outfitting a trailer and completely setting up a trailer and getting lathes and bridge ports and metal brakes and just trying to get as well equipped and well-rounded garage that we can be to build as much as that we can ourselves. So and I totally understand. I've been a racer for many, many years myself. A little while ago, though, as you can see that. Right. I'm getting a little old now, but I actually was fortunate to have a pretty good run. But a lot of people don't realize the hours that it takes just to come and race that day. Right. No, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. But the garage time can be a lot of fun too. It is. It is, and it's very satisfying. When everything comes together. Like you guys last year making the top 10, that was pretty cool. At Eagle River. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I always say the races are won in the garage. So whoever's putting the most time in. That's right. Go ahead, Spence.
So, Mike, what do you guys use to clean your track with? A sweeper, plows?
Yeah, well, we use plow trucks and some events. A lot of times the track maintenance, except for we bring a shaver to every track. And the shaver comes with CMPR, and we shave every plow brake. Our tracks, we're pretty proud of our tracks. They stay pretty good. We've had it after racing 5 hours on a track, you could race the next day again. I mean, they stay really nice. There's going to be an inside groove that gets deep. There's like no way to get rid of that. We very seldom have any mobiles unless sometimes you can have a bad spot and the ice breaks out or something. At plow brakes, we go out quick. We try to freeze them back in and keep them smooth. But they shave, and then a couple of our events have sweepers, but other ones just have plow trucks. So that's cool.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah.
When does your guys' season start? When's your first race date?
Okay, this year we'll race the. Gosh, you got a question there. It'll be January 14th, I believe. I don't have a calendar for me right now, but it's the week after Vintage Weekend at the Derby. Yeah. Normally we race the first Saturday before the Vintage, but this year, just the way the calendar falls, that Saturday is New Year's Day, so we just chose to take that off and start the week after the Vintage Derby this year, which will be in Spicer, Minnesota. And that one's been a great race the last couple of years. It's all free gate to the spectators. They raise a lot of money down there and put the event on during their, it's like a Winterfest days that they got going for the whole weekend. Right. That's cool. Yeah.
So when do you guys usually get ice by then?
You know, that'll vary, but we're usually our test track is where when we go to the race on Trace and Grego, which is coming up on our 17th year, consecutive year there now, is we also maintain a test track there all year. And we've been on the test track by December 1st, with probably 6-7 inches of ice on the lake,
Yeah.
But by the time we race there, by New Year's Day, we use that anywhere from 10 to 14 inches by New Year's. To get into a weekend of New Year's, we pretty much got 14 inches everywhere then,
Right.
And by end of February, sometimes we're looking at 28 to 32 inches of ice,
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, we get a lot of ice. We put up with a lot of cold days to get it, but it's worth it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, one of my questions here I have for you is, how many volunteers does it take to put on a CMPR event? I mean, I know before I was doing the ice racing thing back at home, because we don't get cold weather like you guys do. We get more snow than cold weather. So all we did was snow racing. They'd groom it, old sleds, we'd race. But I know even with that, it still took a lot of volunteers to put it on, and it's not very easy to pull the volunteers together to do it. But it's usually the guys that did do it was dedicated guys that were a part of it.
Yeah, usually we start like at a race site, the Tuesday before. It depends on how much snow we got too. Usually it's Tuesday before. I'll go there the first day on Tuesday with probably 4 or 5 volunteer plow trucks, and then we'll get the infrastructure done. The basic thing all laid out. Wednesday, we kind of just redo everything again, make sure it's good. By Thursday, then we start putting up the fencing, the banners. By the end of the week, we probably have 20 different volunteers out there, probably.
Wow.
And the day of the race, CMPR, then we have like 12 workers that actually run the race that day.
Right.
So yeah, it takes a lot of manpower, and one thing right now, we have just a great crew here in Minnesota that's been helping. It's been really good. So
good.
That's good.
Yeah.
So one of my last questions was, we kind of already answered it in a way, but how many classes does CMPR offer?
Okay, we have, like I said, we have 32 classes, and of those 32, I believe 5 of them are juniors, and all the juniors race free with us. All the way from the vintage juniors to we have junior novice, we got the F500 juniors, we have in vintage junior, we have a 10 and under class that we started 2 years ago. KC 120 racing around this area was really big for a while. It was kind of fading out, and it was very expensive actually if you want to get into KC 120 racing.
Mm-hmm.
So we started a 10 and under class where everybody races like single cylinder, like Yamaha Bravos, 300 enticers. And basically all they do is put on some wear bars and a few studs, and they let these kids go out and race.
That's cool.
It's amazing. The kids that started 2 years ago to last year. They're jumping up, to the 10 to 15-year-old class right now and running right with 8, 9-year-olds can run right with the 14-year-olds now.
That's cool.
They learn really fast, So that's been one of my things I've been pretty proud of doing. That was, I can't remember last year. I think we had 17 juniors last year.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool,
It's growing.
That's good. It's growing. It's growing sport. Yeah, it's
and
good.
we involve the moms too. We have 3 different women's classes.
Yeah.
Which are all, I think, all the way from a single cylinder women's class. Usually have like 14 people in that. We get the vintage 85 and older lead spring women's class. Usually get 8 to 10 in that. And then we get the F500 women, which is usually we have to run heats in that, but
Really?
half of them women are running with the guys, so that we start to give them crap that
Right.
they shouldn't be with the women, but,
That's right. That's cool.
yeah.
So, I didn't know, because I sit in a hotel all week, so I watch a bunch of videos, and I see you guys have you guys record your own CMPR races. So I've been watching a bunch of those. I didn't know, maybe you could talk a little bit about it. Kind of explain how you guys do it and who does the recording for you and.
Yeah, and like the live stream we're kind of talking about right now.
Right.
Yeah. Last year I hired. 2 years ago we started it with Barry Braun. I don't know if you heard of XR Accelerated now with the car racing, Duel in the Desert, the dirt track at Bristol.
Right.
He's the one that came to us and said, "Hey, we want to film your races and sell some footage to MAV TV," which was just awesome. And Barry did 2 races that year, I think, only, and everybody loved it. So last year I hired a team to come in and videotape our races each week.
Right.
And we sell advertising, on at plow breaks, and they run ads. I haven't watched it for a while. I think the ads and stuff still play.
They do.
They go to plow break. Yeah.
They do.
And not to knock this guy, he had good equipment and everything. We had some really bad days. We had some really bad snowy days, windy days. The videos weren't as clear as the first year. The quality didn't seem to be there quite as good.
Right.
But we're looking at doing it again. If we can raise enough money, we'll do it again this year. We'd get like 4,000 to 5,000 viewers a day, and then by the middle of the week, it'd be up to almost 20,000 views on the videos. And I know Mike replayed some for us too. He did a really good job for us.
Some of those got 10,000 views. Just that's organic views too, not even putting any money on it.
Wow,
so really impressive the viewership that gets.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. But yeah,
and our drivers really like it where if their whole family can't be there. We didn't charge for the live stream last year. Again, we went out and we raised enough money to pay for the live stream. So all you had to do was log in. It was free. You know? Yeah, and it was.
That's nice.
What we're trying to do again this year.
That's cool.
The driver sponsors, when we do every interviews, they got to plug their sponsors. That seems to go a long ways. Sponsors like to see their name or some of their graphics, on TV, so
yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, it grows. I personally feel it grows the sport. You're helping the future racers grow themselves into the sport. I mean, by offering to advertise other businesses, is making these businesses want to help these younger generation and some of these other guys race just because it's something cool, something different.
Right, and that was our goal with the live streaming, is just to promote oval racing for sure, but also each individual racer, gets some exposure that way,
Right, that's cool. That's awesome. Cool. I'm out of questions for you, Mike.
No, I got one more question, Mike. How many years have you been doing CMPR?
Well, I actually started CMPR in 2013. But prior to that, since, I go back to 2002, I worked with Armin Wessels with the sled circuit. I don't know if you ever heard of that. That was one of the first big vintage circuits here in the Midwest. And I set up a lot of race sites for him. I raced at the same time.
Wow.
And then when Armin, kind of got to the end where he had enough, kind of after many years of doing a great job, we started what we called Oval Racers Alliance. And I sat on the board of that, and we incorporated vintage and late model together for the first time. And I sat on that board until 2000, from 2008 to 2011, 2012. My wife was ill for a while there, so I kind of took a little bit of time off. But then my daughter's the one that, she really realized that we were leaving a grassroots type of ice oval racing, snowmobile racing, and the ORA became, it was the Gaties, it was the Petersons, it was really a tough place to get into and start racing. So we started a more grassroots circuit ourselves, with no expectation of it growing to the limits that it has now. But it's done very well.
That's cool.
So it's grown tremendously in the past 8 years then.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So we went from 45 to 50 drivers with 3 races a year, you know, to like now, like I said, up to 100. And I think the most we ever had was 128 drivers in one day. And we run 7 venues a year, you know, so we're the largest circuit now in the Midwest, you know.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Yes.
thanks. We appreciate that.
Job well done.
And we keep it fun. I think that's one of the best things for us. We have a good time.
Right.
You know, we try nobody gets chewed out. If something ain't doing something right, we just go say, hey, got to do it better, you know. And the drivers, you know, kind of return the favor that way back.
Right.
You know, 'cause we're not perfect. If we make a mistake, you know, you're good to them, and see when the drivers come back to us and say, hey, you know, I think this, you know, this class might have the wrong list up or something like that. They will get it correct. You know, so
that's cool.
It's a good group effort. You know? Our drivers make us look very well. You know,
That's
Cool.
That's good.
yeah.
Now, Mike, if these guys are out of questions, do you have any questions for Spencer and Lucas?
Yeah, I guess. You know, I know Spencer, and you know, we've been on the Cat, right? You raced Arctic Cat for a little bit.
No, that was me.
That was you? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Okay.
raced for Chet Hooper the past 2 years, and we decided to go our own ways, and I decided to get Spencer involved, and we decided we'd do it together and start racing together.
Okay, awesome. And now, I've heard some rumors now a little bit. You're changing brands, maybe, or
I
you have
am.
different shirts this year. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm changing brands. We've been running Arctic Cat for the past 2 years, and I had some snow sleds that were Arctic Cat, but I'm going Polaris this year, so
Right.
I'm excited. We've got some good sponsors behind us this year. The crew's been working crazy every weekend. I mean, I work on the road, so the only time we really work in the shop is on the weekend. So, and everyone shows up there Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, and been
Awesome.
going since the last race last winter. So, can't thank them guys enough to make it happen. You know.
Great. And I know you got some racing, you know, out east, but you're planning on coming to the Vintage Derby at Eagle River again this year?
Yeah, we are. We're really focusing on the WC this year. We're gonna bring 2 sleds this year. We're gonna try to time trial 2 sleds. Pretty much everyone's focus is that Spencer races Supermod and F500, but he decided he wanted to take the weekend off to really put the focus into the WC weekend for me. So, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, very nice.
So that was good.
Mm-hmm. And we did, you know, chatting earlier, you mentioned about maybe coming a little bit further west, maybe trying to pick up one of our CMPR races.
Right.
I mean, that would be, yeah, you'd have to be our guest that weekend then, you know, our featured guest. You know, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, you guys have a very good, I don't want to say this, a very good, well-rounded race group that races there, you know. I mean, like you said, Matt Beattie, Curtis Peterson, Midge, all these guys, I mean, they're all in the WC with me. You know, they made the
AJ, I don't know if you ever got the, you know, AJ is kind of coming up through the, you know, he's been racing for a long time in snowcross.
Right.
He's hooked up with the derbies now, and
Yep.
They had a sled last year. They had plenty of motor the way it seemed, but a lot of handling issues. But they built a whole brand new sled over the summer now too. So
right.
You know, I look for AA to be, you know, right in there in the mix with them this year too. So
right.
So yeah, it's just fun to watch those guys every weekend. You know.
It is. It's cool, and yeah, that's kind of what our plan is. I know we've kind of somewhat made a baseline schedule for the 2022 race season. But, I mean, with COVID still up in the air, I don't know what Boonville, New York's going to do, but me and Spencer have talked, and the team, because, I mean, we can't go just the 2 of us. It takes the whole team because there's just so much going on. But we've talked about if Boonville cancels, we're going to plan to go to Wisconsin again for the second weekend out there for Vintage. So,
okay, sure.
But, you know, we're trying to, I mean, we really would like to come out to one of your guys' CMPR races and be involved and see what it's all about. And maybe
that would be a big trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't afraid to put the miles in.
Yeah. Well, it would be a fun time too. I mean, traveling that far, there always is Mother Nature. That would be that's where the bummer would be, if something you get caught in the middle of a blizzard, you get all the way out here and we have to cancel or something, but it doesn't happen very often.
Right.
No, I'd say probably half the fun of it's traveling to the race, so.
And that's the group. If you're with a good group to make it fun, yeah, that is.
Right.
That's the highlight, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, no, we try to have a good time either way, so.
Great. Well, we'd sure love to have you guys out here for a race. That'd be a lot of fun. We have quite a few people coming from the West this year to race with us again, so that's kind of neat. And hopefully the Canadian people can come down. We missed them last year. We missed about 10 drivers up there last year that come down and race with us. So they're a good bunch of people.
Guys have, is that as many as you have Canadian racers? Is about 10 roughly?
Usually we get about, on a weekend like that, we'll get 10.
Yeah.
Sometimes maybe 8. But and a lot of them were the IFS class. They were about half the IFS class for, the Snow Pro class for
sure.
Yeah, Matt Zly and Bizdell, those guys are all good competitors too.
Right.
Very fun.
That's cool.
Yeah. And just one thing I could ask here quick, have you seen any of the rumors on VintageSled.com or on Facebook about the 440 Supermod Nationals that I don't really know what they made a name for it yet, where they're going to put up a $25,000 purse for like a 3 to 4 day race, only 440 Supermod. Have you seen that yet?
I did see something about that. I actually, we were working in the shop when I saw it for the first time. I said, "Hey, what do you guys think about doing this?" And everyone laughed. They thought it was funny, But no, I don't know. I think I can't remember where it was.
Group, I know that group very well. They're getting money raised. I mean, they're going to get the money raised.
Really?
It's going to be at a land track right now. That's their plan. They're working out with the track owners. I don't know if they're going to be able to get it done this year, but I tell you, that's going to be a really good chance that it's going to be, next year that'll happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that's going to be pretty cool. I mean, you're really going to have to run a lot of races to make it to that final 12 sleds,
Absolutely.
And we're just kind of hoping that's the big thing is if they do it, they're hoping, we can get sleds away from the east, away from the west. The west was always snow, kind of like you guys in New Hampshire.
Right.
And last year they kind of started converting over to ice now also. I think this year they have 4 or 5 in Wyoming, Colorado ice races, and Idaho. So there'll be more of those ice sleds from there now too. So,
right. I know.
It's very interesting and fun,
For sure.
Yeah.
I know we race in Unity Ice Pond in Unity, Maine. They do a series there, and they have about, I think, 3 or 4 races planned for the schedule. Mike Lancaster puts that on, and they always said they never thought it was going to blow up to be the way it was. So they're pretty happy with that.
And we talked a lot about the 440 Supermod, the F500. We do have, like almost all of our super stock classes too we have a lot of new builds getting done for those classes this year too. So it's always nice just to see new stuff coming out. They work their way through the super stocks and then pretty soon they're in the mods too,
Right. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the future is looking really bright right now in vintage racing, I think, In fact, I'm pretty positive that it is. Just the true numbers are there, So.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
That's encouraging.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, cool. Any final thoughts before we wrap up this segment of the show? Or?
No, I'd say we're good.
Yeah. And
Cool.
thanks, Mike, for letting us come on and chat. It's a lot of fun,
Yeah,
Oh,
Mike,
happy
we
to do
really
it.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it, and hope we can do it again.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
pleasure.
we'll
I'd like to
come
have
back
all you
on
guys
and do it
on a
again.
regular basis. It adds so much to have different points of view and have some crosstalk going on. It's just really nice, and I appreciate you guys coming on and being part of this. It really means a lot. It really adds a lot to the podcast, and I look forward to having you guys on in the very near future.
For sure.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sure.
Cool.
Thank you.
Mike.
All right. Have a good evening, guys.
Take care.
Alrighty. Hello, everyone. This is Rob and Mike. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing good. Mike, yourself?
Very well. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Now, today, we're going to be talking about AMSOIL. And in a few moments, we're going to show you how you can get the deepest discounts, free shipping, and free gifts when you order your AMSOIL products through us. But first, I'm going to ask Rob to give you a quick description of what AMSOIL is and why you should consider using AMSOIL products in your motorized vehicles.
Thanks, Mike. AMSOIL is 100% synthetic oil. Everybody uses AMSOIL for a different reason. Some people like the benefits that AMSOIL is warranted for 25,000 miles or 1 year. The reason we can do that is because AMSOIL doesn't oxidize. It doesn't form the usual carbons, gums, sludges like petroleum oils do. That's why we can keep it in the engines longer. Petroleum oils never do wear out. They oxidize themselves. That's why they have to be changed at 3,000 kilometers. And AMSOIL likes the benefit that you only have to change the oil once a year. That saves some money. Some of the people like the benefit of AMSOIL is it's a slipperier type lube. By having a slipperier type lube, it cuts down friction and drag. By less friction and drag, engines run 20 to 50 degrees cooler, better gas mileage. Now, AMSOIL says 25% more protection than the industry requires is in the AMSOIL bottles. My average customer gets about 10% increase in gas mileage. That's a big savings.
Yeah.
And by cutting down friction and drag, for every 10 degrees you cut down the friction and drag, doubles the life of the engine. So by having the engine run cooler, it makes it last longer. Some people like the benefit of the range of the AMSOIL. AMSOIL's flash point is 425 degrees, and it pours at 50 below zero.
Wow.
If you ever tried petroleum oil when it's 10 below, it turns to honey. And in the summertime, petroleum oil thins out, and once it thins out, that's when it starts breaking down. So AMSOIL is an all-season oil, can give you better gas mileage, longer engine life, less maintenance. It ends up being cheaper over a year's time running AMSOIL than it is petroleum oils.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And AMSOIL is available for pretty much any motorized vehicle, anything from lawn equipment, cars, trucks, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles.
Yep. And a lot of people phone me up and say, well, what's the benefit of our gear lube? Exactly what I told you about the engine oil. It pours in cold weather, it runs cooler, makes the equipment last longer. And they say, well, what's the benefit of the small engine? Same thing. Makes the engine run cooler, last longer, better performance. So it saves on all the applications that AMSOIL has available.
Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, let's talk now. Hopefully this has convinced people to think about maybe joining us in the AMSOIL experience. Let's talk about some of the discounts and free shipping and how that all happens. I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen. And yeah, by all means, if you want to talk people through how this preferred customer program works.
AMSOIL has a number of different programs. One of our main ones is a catalog customer, where somebody can order directly out of our catalog. If they order out of the catalog, they order $100 worth, AMSOIL will ship it right to their house. But our best program is our preferred customer. For only $10 for 6 months, you become a preferred customer, you save 25% on all the product. You order $100 worth, they're going to give you free shipping. You don't have to order a whole case. You can mix and match. Say you want 4 bottles of small engine, 7 bottles of 5W30, and a couple of gear loops. You can mix and match. You can order 1 bottle at a time if you want. There's no minimums, no maximums. By being a preferred customer, you save over 25% on all the products you're going to buy. AMSOIL sends you extra gifts, a $5 gift certificate on your birthday, $5 when you renew your account, and stuff like that. So it's a good way to save on some of the products you want to buy.
For sure. Yeah, it's an incredible value. And this is the deepest level of discount that anyone can get when ordering AMSOIL. Is that correct?
It is.
Wonderful. So let's take people through the step-by-step experience of placing an AMSOIL order. Then that would include signing up for the preferred customer preferred customer program, so they can receive those deepest levels of discount. So let's go to the website. This is what the website's going to look like. These are some screenshots. Once you go to amsoil.com, there's a link in the description, or you can just type that into a browser, amsoil.com. This is the page you land on. At the upper corner of the page there, you see how I've circled in red. That is the link to click, the Join Now link. That will take you to the Preferred Customer Program page, where you can take advantage of all of these discounts and free shipping and everything that we've just been talking about. This is what that page looks like. In the lower right, you're going to click Join Now. This will pop up. You select the duration you'd like, whether it's 6 months or 12 months, and click Add to Cart. Now, once this pop-up goes away, you'll be back on the main page. And the upper left, you'll see where I've got that red arrow. It says Shop. Now you can start shopping for products, and on your very first order, you're going to get these discounts and the free shipping as long as it's over $100. You'll get all of these benefits right away. So once you click Shop, it's going to take you to the product page. There's different types of oils, lubricants, so on and so forth. For the benefit of this exercise we're doing now, I'm just going to click motor oil. It shows different types of motor oil. Let's click gasoline. Now this takes us to an item. It's their synthetic motor oil. And you can see the item there, and there's choices for different viscosities. But take a look at the price. Let's take a closer look. Let's zoom in. But if you've join the preferred customer program first, you're going to automatically get the deepest levels of discount. That's what we're looking at here. You're saving $3.80 on that quart of oil. Instead of paying $16.29, you're now paying $12.49 for that quart of oil. That is the deepest level of discount you can possibly get. And then you just add the quantity that you'd like. You select any other items that you're thinking about, add them to the cart. And once you click add to cart for the final time, you're going to see this come up at the top of the screen. It's going to show your items and your the total that you're at so far. Pardon me. And then you just click view cart in the upper right, and that'll take you to your cart. Take a close look here at the upper right. That blue box shows that you're getting free shipping. You're eligible for free shipping on this order because it's over $100. That little yellow box shows that you've got the preferred customer membership on your order that gives you the deepest levels of discounts for the next 6 to 12 months. And then below that, you've got the items that have been selected. For the exercise here, I selected 9 quarts of the signature series, but that brings us up over $100 for the free shipping. We're saving $34.20. And if you're ready to finish, you click checkout now, and that takes you to this screen here. If you haven't signed up with an AMSOIL account at this point, just click in the lower right to create an account, create a new account. It's going to ask you for some basic information, name and those types of things. Now let's take a closer look. You'll see this gray shaded box. This is a very important box. This is going to ask you if someone has referred you to AMSOIL. And if so, please enter my name. My name is Mike LaPierre. It's spelled right there on the screen for the correct spelling. And also the referral number, 304-555-94. That's how you make sure that Rob and I get credit for this. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have signed up for AMSOIL under Rob. So when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. So if you enjoy these podcasts that we're doing, this is a wonderful way to support the podcast, because when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. And the commissions I make go directly toward offsetting the cost of doing these podcasts. So I thank you in advance for that, for using my referral number. I very much appreciate it. And once you've done that, you just go into the next screen to enter your payment information, and you're done. Now, once you've placed your order that's over $100, and that order includes your AMSOIL Preferred Customer Program, you are now eligible to get a free DVD from myself. Now, this is going to be either a muscle car DVD or a vintage snowmobile DVD. Use the email address on the screen, wkspodcasts@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know which DVD you would like me to send you, the muscle car or the vintage snowmobile DVD, and I'll get that right out to you. As you're typing in that email, in the subject line, be sure and type in capital letters free DVD requests, so it stands out as I'm checking my email, and we'll get that right out to you. So I guess the last thing, Rob, that we wanted to talk about is if someone is considering AMSOIL as a business opportunity.
Yes. If anybody has a retail or a commercial account and they would like to buy directly from AMSOIL, just send Mike a line. He'll show you how to set up, and you can buy directly from AMSOIL. But if you are interested in starting your own part-time business, a part-time business that can grow into a full-time income, Mike and I will show you the AMSOIL marketing plan. AMSOIL has a large selection of products that cover almost every application. So it doesn't matter if you're into snowmobile, boating, or ATVing, or hot rods, we have an oil for every application. It's a fun type business. That's I really enjoy doing. Where else can I go and have fun and make money doing it? And Mike and I are here to help you all the way along. If you need any help on how to promote or to find new accounts, we're here to help you.
For sure. So when you sign up under that number, this 304-555-94, you're getting Rob and I as a team. Now, Rob has been doing AMSOIL for 40 years. Can you believe that? 40 years. So he knows every aspect of this business, and he knows all of the ins and outs of the products. So he'll be able to help you with any kind of product questions or any kind of questions to show you the different business models that you can do with AMSOIL. And then the other thing that you get when you sign up under me is I've got a strong background in social media. So if you need some coaching on how to generate AMSOIL leads using Facebook and YouTube, I'm happy to coach you with that when you sign up under Rob and I. You get both of us as a team to help you, to coach you, to support you, whatever you need to get you off and running with this business and having fun with it. Like Rob said, it's an enormous amount of fun. If you're like Rob and I and you enjoy going to any kind of boat shows, car shows, motorcycle shows, snowmobile shows, anything with a motor, you like going to those shows, those events, those races, this is a great way to turn that into a income opportunity for you.
Yes. And just by wearing my AMSOIL hat at one of these events, people come up and ask me about AMSOIL.
Wonderful.
People don't know where to buy it, and I'm there to help them, show them where they can buy the products.
Perfect. Well, cool. Well, this is great. Any final thoughts, Rob, before we wrap it up?
AMSOIL's a fun business. AMSOIL's been around since 1968. It was the first synthetic oil to be AI approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's very early in the game too, isn't it?
Yes.
For sure. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for viewing. Hopefully, we've gotten you excited as we are about the AMSOIL products. We'd love it if you could join us either as someone who uses the AMSOIL products or to join the AMSOIL team as a business opportunity. And we thank you so much for viewing. Have a great day.
You have a good day.